Another way you can manage your trading is what's called using setup trading or setup trades. You're basically looking for a certain setup and you're striking and you're acting fast, you're acting quickly once you see a certain indicator setup happening is the idea behind it. And setup trading, as we'll learn the mechanics of it here, but just understand that setup trading is real popular with like day and swing traders, people who trade very quickly. Certainly folks that might be called arbitrage or scalping, where they're making quick moves in and out. Real popular with that. It's also very popular with very, very volatile securities. Things like penny stocks, these low-priced, not well-known companies that, that might be trading for, 50 cents and it goes up a little bit. All of a sudden, it's a big move, right? So very volatile securities like penny stocks and altcoins or alternate coins in the cryptocurrency world, for example. Less so, it can be, but less so with like, let's say Bitcoin, very established, but more of a newer, let's say, alternate coin. And so the idea behind why it's popular with these types of folks who trade these types of securities or this types of methods is the frequently buying and selling aspect of a setup trade. You're frequently buying and selling. So if you think about that, you can probably already get an idea that you might need to be comfortable with risk and uncertainty. But if you follow a plan, you're taking a lot of the risk out. And as you learn and develop your plan, your ideas around setup trading, you're actually going to pull risk out. But it is something that is a little bit more for the, if you're the individual who loves to trade and go fast and get lots of little profits all along the way and build that up to big profits, well, this lesson might be for you, right? This might sound very interesting. So let's look up setup trading in a little bit more detail now. So how it works, kind of, you identify a specific, price bar common configuration. You're looking for something you see. Once this happens, then that's an indicator for me, and I'm going to take action. Let's say off of candlesticks, for example. You might be looking at a good candlestick combination within short time frames, maybe minutes, maybe hours, but probably even shorter, like more like minutes. And you're looking for that certain setup, that certain situation. And you can still have a confirming an indicator, possibly as for something else confirming it, RSI, whatever it might be, something else confirming it. Fibonacci might be a good one, to help, in this case, to help confirm. And you're looking for that setup. And once you see that setup, and the whole idea is you want to see the setup, and the sooner you can see the setup and become an expert in your primary, you're going to be an expert in that. Once you're an expert in your setup and you see it happen, boom, then you take action. And let's say you buy it, you buy it then. And then once things change quickly, you sell it fast too. And this is all happening within minutes or certainly by the end of the day is the idea. That's why, of course, it's popular with people who trade frequently, like scalpers, arbitrage, or certainly day traders that will close all their positions. Classically, day trader close all their positions by the end of the day. So you're looking for the pattern and you're getting in fast, and then you'll actually get out fast. So if we look a little closer at that, let's say, for example, you've identified a candlestick setup, whatever you decide. Look at the lessons around candlesticks, for example, and you're really looking for certain setups. And then what happens is other people will see these setups too, right? You're not the only trader out there who knows how to trade. You're better because you took the course, but you're not the only one out there, and that's a good thing. Because what will happen is once the setup happens, once the pattern happens, let's say with these candlesticks, there'll be a big move in the first few minutes, right? People are buying in. They see it happen, and they're acting, and they're buying in early. And then what happens, or we hope to happen, not everything's perfect, of course, but it's followed by additional move in the same direction, at least a short-term trend there that will be occurring. And others are coming in, and that keeps the demand keeps rising, right? Because they're starting to see the pattern too, but they might not see it as fast as you because that's not their expertise, or they haven't moved as quick as you. So you're moving fast, you see the setup fast, you move fast, the price keeps rising even though you bought in early, so you're seeing your profit now rise because others are following in. And instead of waiting for other types of signals or waiting for other things to happen, you're selling fast, right? You're getting in early and you're getting out early. That's the key. You're in early and you're out early. And you do that over and over again to basically, build a profitable strategy around this. Again, you got to like that fast trading, maybe a little bit risk. Sometimes it doesn't go the direction you hoped it would or thought it would, but the idea is it should because you're seeing the setup. And your indicator is going to work for you more times than not, for sure. So getting in early. So the whole key, identify setup fast, buy early, wait for others to join, drive the price up, get out early. Do it over and over. Now, one thing you want to do along that too is you want to have these predetermined trading rules because you don't want to do a lot of thinking. You want to do a lot of fast acting, right? So you want to ahead of time establish, whatever rules you might have around that. Some classic ways you can look at is you would buy, let's say, once established price range, in the first X minutes of trading, right? So you're looking at a price range and you're seeing it in that price range, let's say in this case, $100 to $105. So there's an established price range happening, and you get in when you're above that range at a predetermined target. So let's say you don't do any trading for the first, let's say, hour of the day. It was a classic way to do it. You see the security is trading between 100 and 105. You're looking at a target that once it hits 107, or there might be a certain, let's say candlestick setup, that happens, then you buy. And then you sell right away as it goes up, right? You may not get a sell signal at all. This might be a sort of a longer trend. When you're doing this type of setup trading, you don't care. You're trying to get out and maximize the profit that way. And so you may not get a sell signal. And you may stay in it for a few minutes to a few hours, or maybe to the end of the day. And where you want to kind of set that up is with maybe you have a predetermined profit amount, right? So let's say I want to make 5% per trade or 10% or whatever the number is. You would then just figure out what your exit price is too, and then you might have some stop loss and things to protect your downside as well. But the whole idea is that you're seeing something that's got some momentum behind it. You're seeing the prices rise. You've gotten above the trading range. This is real small looks at individual candles. You're getting above the trading range. So let's say in this example to 107. You're buying. You're watching it go up a little bit further, a predetermined amount. You sell. You take your profit. You get up. So setup trading, not for everybody, and there are some definite downsides to setup trading too. So setups may not appear every day or every month as for some of the downsides. It's something you're watching for, that kind of more perfect setup. You might need to follow more securities as part of that too, because they don't appear as often. And you want to really kind of learn more setup conditions to recognize. The more you recognize, the more opportunities you'll have. So you need to become a little bit more of an expert in these setups, in these different types of setup conditions, setup situations, compared to more common primary indicators, that you could be waiting for, like moving average crossovers and things like that. You're looking for these price setups. And it does take a good amount of concentration during the trading day. It's, it's a little harder for a part-time trader, because remember, you're really watching or moving quickly. You can do some automated things with the orders you place, of course, with like stop loss, targeting certain buy levels, so you can kind of automate that more. And when we get into the how to place your orders part, we'll actually talk about how to automate that more. But either way, it's still going to take a little bit more intense concentration in the trading day. Again, that's harder for a part-time trader, possibly, but for those who want to trade more frequently or in certain sessions, when they're in session, trading a session, they're going to really concentrate and do that, and they're going to enjoy it, and they love it. So one other aspect of that too is you'll never really maximize the profit on one trade, since you're getting out and in and out so fast. But you're protecting your downside too by getting in and out fast as well. And the whole goal of setup trading in this manner is that you're going to have these many small little profits add up to some big overall profits. That's the big idea behind it. So, setup trading, again, you might, as you watch this lesson, some people are saying, that sounds like me, I want to do that. And other people are like, oh, that's not for me at all. Okay, that's fine. But now you at least understand how it works, and you can do that, but you absolutely don't have to do it. That becomes a little more of trading style. And if you really want to do setup trading, like get real crazy with it, then you can do guerrilla trading, which is in the next lesson.